What up, what up? Sunglasses are super crooked. Let me take those off. Won't be so cool. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more vlog style, and I had something fun that I wanted to build today. So I am at Home Depot, about to make something cool. I'm gonna show you what I got. Let's get it. So it's super early. Super early for me. Nowadays it's before 8 a.m. Let's go. So I got the inspiration from this build from a channel called The King of Random. And judging by the comments, the dude has passed away, so RIP, but it was a very cool video and very informative, so hopefully it helps me out in my design to make my own thing. So basically, if you haven't noticed, if you haven't seen the link that I posted, I am building a shelf with a hidden compartment for a gun or passport, money, whatever you want to put in it. But I'm making it a little bit different than all the ones I've seen because I want a little bit different style. I'm kind of like a rugged farmhouse, cabin-y look kind of guy, so we'll see how it turns out. Sorry, truck going by. I'm gonna show you my supplies first. And then at the very end, I'm gonna show you the cost analysis, how much it costs to make, and then how much they're going for. So let's go. So I got a piece of 1x8 and 1x6 that should build the structure of the shelf. And I totally made these plans myself, so we'll see how it works. And then everything else, got like cabinet hinges, screws, some magnets, child lock with magnets, some finish. We'll see if we end up using these. I probably will. I'm gonna see how I can make it work to look as authentic as possible. A little bit of chain, and then I'm gonna put some lights in there, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So this part would be 1,000 times easier if I had a miter saw, but I am putting my saw to a 45-degree angle to make the joints for the front and the sides of the shelf. Had a good snack. So got most of the pieces cut for at least the top. I'm gonna assemble that. Very hard to do angles with skill saw like that. We're making it work. And the good thing is I'm about to distress it and make it look like an old barn would. So the imperfections should be hidden for the most part. So I'm not too worried about it. All right, so in order to distress soft wood like pine, I'm gonna use this hammer and a razor blade, and hopefully it'll turn out all right. All right, so now I distressed a piece of wood. I'm going to start with kind of a clear brown coat. It's gonna kind of look like that. And then I'll put some gray and then dark wood. And so hopefully it turns out all right. But we'll start with this one, wait for it to dry, and I'll show you the rest. With the stain, and to get the right look we want, we just need to apply it with a rag. So it's pretty simple. You just wipe it on and it dries pretty quick. Since it's soft wood, it soaks it up quickly. All right, first coat is done. And by the way, here's what I used. Right there. Now I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna add some white to it to make it a little bit lighter gray, and put that on next and use a rag as well. All right, that's what it's looking like so far. I'm just getting a little bit on the rag and just easing it on.
Looks kind of funky this stage, but once I put the last coat on, it'll look really good. I hope anyway. So now what I want to do is I want the shelf to look as authentic as possible. So what I'm going to do is put these underneath it, but I'm only going to punch a screw in there so it'll actually swivel down out of the way. I don't know if I'll actually add these, but I'm going to prep it as if I am, and then we'll see what it looks like. But I want it to be black, so I'm going to throw some paint on it. I'm also going to put just like a little bit of this black coat on here, just to darken the gray a little bit, because I want it a little bit darker. So I realized my last stain that I wanted to put on is the wrong color that I got. So I'm gonna have to take that back. I gotta go into town in a few minutes anyway. But in the meantime, I'm gonna cut a few more pieces for the inside, because basically, one, this is what we're gonna use. We're gonna use child magnetic locks, and that's gonna hold it up. And then I also need to drill partial holes in the inside of the wood for the cabinet hinges. So I'm gonna work on that now. All right, so I couldn't find the stain like finish I wanted, so I just ended up using the original coat again. I've used it on this one. This one, it's got kind of a brown tint. I have not used it on this one. You can kind of see the difference there. Those ones neither. So basically I wasn't thinking and I screwed part of it up. Put the hinges in like this, so obviously it can't fold down. I wasn't thinking, but luckily I have a backup board. Just kidding, I'm gonna have to go get another piece, because look, it's not long enough to cover on that. So I really like how that's looking, but I will go get another piece now, I guess. So the cabinet hinges actually come with a template, so I'm using that here to help me mark where to put the center, so I can use the proper bit to drill the big hole. I got caught up in a bunch of junk last night and did not finish it, but I'm gonna finish it this morning. So I'm gonna show you the measurements real quick. This top piece is 24 inches across, so it's a 2-foot shelf. This is 8 inches. By the way, my daughter painted my fingernails, so they're super pretty. So this was actually 8.5 inches, and then you cut the angle in it. Same with that one over there. And then this one was about, I think, 25 inches, and then like the other one, you cut the angles in it. And then the bottom is the same size as the top. The back, I had to strip across. I forgot what the measurement is. Let me see. It's 4.5 inches. And then across this way, it is the same as this front one. So it's about 25 inches. So yeah. Here I'm just trying to do some measurements to see where the child lock will land, so I can put a stopper on the other side. And then I mount it to the bottom. Then I wanted to just put a couple small lengths of chain to make it so the bottom won't just drop out and fall pretty hard. Then I finally decided how I want to mount the gun inside. I decided to get a really strong magnet and then just screwed it in, and it holds it pretty well. Then I used a strip magnet to hold a magazine. On this one, I just used a strong adhesive and basically just glued it in. Then it was time to install the light, put it on the inside, and you can see it works. Once that was done, I just wanted to secure it a little bit better, put a few more nails in it. Then here I put a couple of stopping blocks you can see on the far side. That way with the hinges, they will pull it in past 90 degrees, but the stopping blocks will prevent that from happening, so it'll be flush on the bottom and be a nice square shelf. Then I realized with the way the hinges were, I had to put a small piece of chain, as you can see later. Then it was time to mount the back. On all of the boards, I just put a small bead of wood glue and then nailed it in. basically my idea for the bottom hangers part. It was to get these clippings of screw, man, my fingers are a mess. Cut them and then glue them right there so it looks like a screw's going in, and then put one screw at the bottom, and that way it's into the wall, and then when you want to move the top down, you just pivot it down. I'm not gonna end up doing it. I don't think I like the way that it'll look, but there's also a lot of different variations of this that I think would look a little bit better, maybe more heavy duty, but it's just an added thing. But I think I'm just gonna do a straight up floating shelf without anything on it. So okay, so here it is on the wall mounted. The only thing is there is no way to get the bottom out, so I put a little tiny chain. It's indiscreet, and then you'll just unlock it. Hear it click, drops, and then boom. And then I also have my light, so at nighttime I can see. Yeah, that's the finished product. So all in all, the materials were less than 50 bucks. Most of them you see for sale online are around 150 or so, maybe more, and they're not that kind of style. Most of them are made with like crown molding, so they're a little bit more formal looking, but obviously I wanted that style. So there it is. So I just threw a few more random things up there, hid the key in here, but anyway, make sure to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll post more random fun stuff to do. Thanks.